Okay, hello and welcome everybody. My name is Terry, and today we're going to be going over our webinar, How to Turn Your Website into a Membership Growth Engine. So let's talk about websites, because a lot of the people we meet here at Wild Apricot are working for their websites instead of getting their websites to work for them. And if this is you today, I'm going to show you how to stop wondering if your website has any impact. You put it up because you knew you had to have a web presence, but if you're like a lot of people, you often find yourself really just avoiding your website like the plague, because it's too much effort to update. You have to work with a freelance designer like this guy here, and that takes time and money, and you never really get quite what you wanted. So you actually haven't updated in a while. And lastly, not you or anyone on your board can make the updates to the website themselves because it's just so customized that no one except the person who originally set up your site knows how it works. And getting in touch with that person is really another story. And if you don't think it's possible to get you and your board to actively take control of your website, I hope I can surprise you today. But all of this aside, I'm going to show you how to turn your membership website into an engine that actually brings in new members while you sleep. So here's today's agenda. First, I'm going to tell you the story of one of our customers. Then I'm going to go into some of the recent trends about what members want out of your website. And then I'm going to go through how to implement the top features that some of our best customers use to get their websites to bring in new members all by themselves. But before we begin, I always like to say hi and know where everybody's coming from. So please type your city into the chat and I'll say hi. And we're joining from Toronto, Ontario. I've put the little red arrow on the map right behind that Statue of Liberty. And I see a whole bunch of people saying hello. So hello, Patricia from London. We have Jerry from Sydney, Australia. Hello. Alan from Houston, Sarah from Cleveland, Derek from Waterloo, Clara from Arizona. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of people saying hi, and it looks like we have a diverse crowd as usual. And so thank you for joining, everybody. I really hope that I can give you some great tips today. So a little bit more about me. My name is Terry, and I'm a content manager here at Wild Apricot. I have a background in analytics and growth, and you may have attended one of our other expert webinars that I've held or read an article on our blog written by me or something like that. So a little bit more about Wild Apricot. We're 10 years old, and right now we have over 17,000 membership websites running on our software. And those websites reach over 5 million members, which I think is incredible. And Wild Apricot is the #1 membership management software for 4 years in a row now. And a membership management software allows you to manage your website, events, member database, email, communication, and payments all in one place. So let's get back to websites, because that's what today's webinar is really about. I'm going to tell you the story of a president that is a customer of ours and how she went from having a website that was just sitting there to playing a major role in growing her organization by 15% in the first year. And when I cover her solution, you'll be able to see exactly how and why it works so well for her and how you can make it work for your particular situation also. And this is really a story that relates to any type of membership organization. So whether you're an association, club, nonprofit, or anything in between, I hope you can get something out of her story. So here's the start of our story. Her name is Elaine, and she's the president of a women's business group. Her group has around 350 members, and it's her job to lead the direction of the organization, run the meetings and events like their speaker dinner series, which I have a picture of here, coordinating their newsletters and communicating with her members, and also acting as the spokesperson for her organization. So as you can imagine, she's a very busy person. And there are other people on her board. There's actually 8 people on her board, including a vice president, an event coordinator, a membership manager, and a treasurer. So let's talk about Elaine's website and what it looked like before and afterwards. So the website that she originally had built was really just a place to put information up about her organization online. So it built a web presence for her. She had a home page, a news page, contact page. She had pictures of her members, a list of events. She had downloadable registration forms for those events. She had a page about benefits of the organization and a downloadable PDF application form as well to join the organization. And she had set up the website about 4 years before we met her using a freelance website designer to create the website. And he'd really done exactly what she wanted. And I suspect many people on the call here today have done something similar. Unfortunately, the designer had used a WordPress template and then changed it using customized code to operate and look exactly how Elaine wanted it 4 years ago. And this became a problem now because Elaine didn't want to keep paying that freelancer to change things for her every time she needed a major update. So there were a lot of things that kept piling up for her website, and often it would go untouched for months at a time. And the main use of her website actually just became to host her new member download form, which was really the only way to become a member, and the same thing went for events. But when a new member joined, Elaine had to go back to her computer. She had to open up Excel and enter all their information manually from the physical form that they sent in. And this ended up taking a lot of time, and often her database had many errors in it. And really what's more is that Elaine was all alone on the website. The designer had given her some really basic training on how to make some updates herself. So with basic updates, she knew how to do it, but that was it. And she had really tried to train her board members and volunteers in the past to help her out with these changes, so it wasn't solely her responsibility. But what happened is these people typically turned over every year, and it just didn't end up being worth her time. So really, Elaine ended up feeling locked out of her own website. And when we met Elaine, she felt like trashing the whole thing altogether. She still had a lot to do running around, managing her members and events, and the website just seemed like something else on the side. And this whole experience that Elaine had with her website, all this frustration and manually updating and work it was causing, is the kind of thing we here at Wild Apricot run into a lot from people who have built the type of website that Elaine had built, and we call that a brochure website. And we call it a brochure website because it's nothing more than a one-way conversation piece, just like a physical brochure is. It's got a lot of information on it. It gives you a web presence, but there's really no way for a member to interact with it. So it ends up causing you a lot more work than it should. And that's the kind of site that Elaine really had. So we've seen what the website looks like from Elaine's perspective, and that's painful and frustrating, but let's also look at it from what it looks like from a member perspective. And really it comes down to this. First impressions for a new member are everything, because if your website doesn't impress them, they'll less likely become a member. So people would go to her website and they'd have this face here. You know, they'd be staring at their computer screen and they'd have their jaw drop because a lot of info would be outdated. There were broken links, layout issues. The format was all over the place from years of Elaine doing workarounds behind the scenes. And her website didn't even work on their phones. So it just looked awful altogether. And she was actually starting to hear people complain about this. So she was creating a really bad first impression to anybody who had come to her site for the first time. And this was actually detracting new potential members for her. Plus, the members that did want to join, if they wanted to join or register for an event, they really had to jump through hoops. You know, they had to go to the registration page, they had to print out the form, that they remember to fill it out, get a check, send it in the mail, then they had to wait a week for the welcome package to come in. And this really isn't what your members want. They want instant access. And people were just not bothering to become members because it was so much effort. And just as Elaine was experiencing all the pain with having to spend hours processing all the physical forms and everything, this whole experience was painful for the members that even bothered to register. I mean, Elaine told us people would end up just emailing her asking to join instead of going through the website because they found it so frustrating. And even Elaine's current members really had no use of the website except to register for events, and they had to jump through these same hoops. And it was just really a painful experience for everybody involved. And the problem with members having a painful experience is that a lot of them just bounce. And the ones that do go and jump through the hoop are causing you so much administrative work. And you can see this picture here of the guy and his work is just piling up. And this was what was happening for Elaine, really. She was working for her website, and in no way was her website working for her. And the truth is, the brochure website strategy is how people built their websites in the early 2000s. But things have really changed so much since then, including and especially member expectations. So now we're at the part where I like to envision a better future for everybody. Elaine, her members, just everyone. And if you feel like some of Elaine's problems relate to your current situation, let's take a look at what your life would be like without them. And I really love this picture of this kid here. I mean, imagine you woke up the next morning and your website was an engine that worked for you. You'd probably look exactly like this little rested guy right here. You know, you get an email, you check your email, and you see that 20 new members have registered while you were asleep. And all of their information was already updated in your database. All their payments have been taken to the bank. They've already received their new member onboarding materials. And what's more is that all your board members and volunteers have updated the website themselves on their own time. I mean, that would be incredible. You could just stay in bed like this guy. The only thing your website wouldn't be able to do at this point is bring you breakfast, basically. And really, all of this is possible because the most successful membership organizations have actually built websites that do all of these things. And I don't just mean the large organizations who have all the resources to set something like this up. In the last 10 years, there have been so many advances in technology that small and medium-sized organizations, just like Elaine's, have now been able to create more powerful websites that act like an engine to bring in new members. And here's, here's what it would look like from your members' perspective. They'd come to a professional looking website. The information would be up to date. It would be relevant. And if they wanted to join or register for an event, they could just do so in a few clicks and receive their benefits instantly. I mean, just in a few seconds, they went from knowing about your website to learning about it to becoming a member and receiving the benefits. And that's what you want to create. And let's take a closer look at how Elaine was able to do this, because changing her website was actually pivotal to her organization growing 15%. So once Elaine actually understood that she just created a brochure website where all she was doing was having a one-way communication tool of just putting information on the internet, she learned that she could actually build the kind of website engine that she needed with membership management software. So let's talk about how she made all these things happen. So using membership management software, Elaine was actually able to choose a professionally built website template, which already came pre-filled with a whole bunch of areas. And I've just listed a few here. She already had a homepage built, which was really just a sales page of her organization. She had the news section, which showed that she was active. It was updated constantly with interesting information. She integrated social media into her website. She had a blog and forum, which kept her members engaged and encouraged discussion. And people really want to join an online community. So having a forum is a really great idea. And the best thing too was that all of this was mobile friendly. Members could go on their phones, and actually just a quick stat, in 2014, more people actually surfed the web from their phones than a desktop. And so this is something that you need and is mandatory for your website in today's age. So these are all the core elements of a healthy web presence. And the thing is, having a modern website engine makes it super easy to build and update all of these areas. And Elaine set this all up for herself in an afternoon, because all she had to do was edit the information in the template that was already built for her. And by the end of the day, she had a beautiful, professionally built, fully functional website. And besides setting up her website, which started to attract more traffic, there were 3 other things that Elaine used membership management software for to cut her administrative work pretty much down to 0 and deliver a better experience for all of her members. And that's really what I want to talk about now. So the first thing really is quite obvious. Elaine allowed people to register as members for events online and pay online through her website. So no more downloadable forms, no more checks in the mail. All a new member or an event registrant had to do was go to her website, complete an online form, and pay all online. And the whole process only took a few minutes for a member, and she really didn't have to process any of these payments or forms anymore. And your members really expect this type of seamless experience as well. They expect to pay for things online in today's day and age. They expect your website to be mobile friendly. They don't want to print out forms. They don't want to complete extra steps. And with this, Elaine set up a members only area because she realized that people expect to get value out of their experience while they were on her site. And this gave her members instant access to her benefits immediately. She uploaded all of the resources that she could, her workshops, her member directory, her mentorship program, her forum, all these things she put on her website. And instantly she saw the engagement of her current members improving, and new members wanted access to these things too, so it drove more traffic to her website. And the second thing is that Elaine used membership management software to actually integrate her database into her website, so everything would update automatically. So now when someone new registered as a member or for an event on her website, her member database was updated instantly. Elaine went from using Excel every day to never touching it again. In fact, she really didn't have to touch much anymore. She didn't have any more paperwork. There were no more errors in her data, no outdated information or lost records. Plus her website and membership database also integrated with her emailing system. So now her new members receive their confirmation automatically upon registration. And what this meant was that new members received access to her benefits immediately. And really imagine if you did this too. You integrate your website with your database and your events and your emails and payments. You wouldn't have to lift a finger, as everything would really just happen on its own. I mean, how much time do you think you spend every day in Excel or filing paperwork? If it's more than 1 minute even, that's already too much. And the final thing was that Elaine was able to get her board to make the updates to the website themselves, because she was still a very busy person taking care of the rest of her organization. And that's also the beauty of using membership management software. It's an all-in-one system incorporating your website, your membership, events, emails, payments, etc. And it's super easy to learn. And you can have multiple admins on the system making all the updates themselves. And in just a few minutes of playing around, Elaine said her vice president had learned enough about how to use the back end of her membership management software that she could make all the changes to the homepage and news section that she needed. And the same with her events manager, who she couldn't for the life of her teach how to use the old system herself. And her events manager was creating online pages and registration forms by the end of the day. So if you know how to edit a Word document, you're pretty much good to go with your whole website in membership management software. And this really meant that the new members that were coming to our website, and even the current members, were seeing up-to-date and relevant information immediately and ongoing. Nothing was ever outdated again, because anybody on her board could go in, make a change immediately, and that was it. So I know I've really covered a lot, but the main thing I want you to understand today is that a brochure website, which is one that just offers information without interaction, is just really going to sit there. It's not doing anything to help your organization gain new members. And it's really just a painful experience for everybody, the members, you, everybody involved. What you want is a membership website engine. It registers new members and events all on its own while you sleep. It talks with your database, and anyone on your team can update it anytime, anywhere. And basically, the critical element is that your website is not a separate thing. It's a face of your organization on the internet, but it also needs to be connected with all your other systems that you use to manage your organization. Your website is really just one piece of a larger whole. And so here's just a summary of the 3 things that Elaine and our most successful clients incorporated into their website after they used the pre-built templates to have a modern web presence. You know what? They set up online registration and payments for new members and events. They integrated their website with their database and their email communication, all those things. And they use an easy-to-learn system that allows them to have multiple admins so their staff can make all the updates themselves. And when you do all these things and you have a modern website engine that is formatted properly, up to date, it's mobile friendly, and it integrates with your database, Google actually rewards you in its search rankings because it looks for websites that are doing these things. It looks for websites that are constantly up to date because they know that those are the websites that people want to see. And for Elaine, she actually found that after setting up her website with membership management software, she actually got more traffic and more members because more people came to her site and people found it really easy to join and register. Plus, she really didn't have to worry about her website anymore because she was able to cut out all the administrative work surrounding it, and her board members could make the updates themselves. And she could focus back on leading her organization. And the great thing is that you can do all of these 3 things at once with membership management software, which is an all-in-one solution to help running membership organizations. And there are so many other great things about membership management software that you can do with your website that I didn't talk about, and I just put some of them up on here, and Elaine did all these things too. So, you know, creating a member directory, having an online donation tool, slideshows of her members. She had a featured member of the month widget on her front page, and she had an event calendar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I can see a few questions coming up actually right now, and I'm actually going to bring in one of our membership coaches on the call at the end to help answer them. So thank you for your questions. Please type them into the chat and we'll answer them soon. And here at Wild Apricot, we have thousands of stories just like Elaine's, where organizations have been able to grow and get rid of their administrative work by changing their website from a brochure site to a website engine. And here, I just wanted to include a couple quotes. So here I have a couple. So here's Carol Emmett, who's the Director of Communications of the Greater Orlando Organization Development Network. And she says, "We grew our membership by 30%. In the first year we moved to Wild Apricot. It pays for itself in having a professional look, an easy to manage system, event registrations, and dues payments. It was chaos before we found Wild Apricot." Here's another quote from Joseph Purdy. He's the communications chair of Capitol Hill Garden Club, Washington, D.C. And he said, "Wild Apricot has given us a professional looking website and an easy way to manage our member communication. It's been a lifesaver for us because we love gardening and we're not experts in designing and maintaining a website." So I'd just like to give you a little bit more of a practical look of how you can do all this in Wild Apricot. So I'm just going to jump out of here and go into a website that I actually built myself based on Elaine's Women in Business group. And I set this whole website up in just about 20 minutes. And I'd just like to show you how I built this website, how I set up online payments for registration and events, how I integrate it with the database, and how multiple admins can be used on it. So first of all, I'd just like to go over the homepage here. You know what? I added this text. I added this slideshow and these images. I added just a little donation goal here, and instantly somebody can just click donate, and they can enter a donation, and the payment will go into the back end. I'll receive that right away. away, this will be updated automatically. It's just a great little tool that I added here. So here I have the home page, I have a Join Us page, I have events, I have a donation page, I have a forum. So here I have a professional and social forum where I can engage my members online. I can start community discussion. I have a news section, I have a contact section, and here's the members only area. So this is the area that somebody can only access once they become a member of your organization. And this is where you can put all the members only content. So you can have resources, you can have workshops, educational tools, whatever you like. And there's also a member directory here. So as soon as a member becomes, or sorry, as soon as somebody becomes a member, they can have their information displayed there in the member directory. And that's a really easy way for members to start communicating with each other and building up more of a community. So I just want to show you the events page. So here we are on the events page, and I set this up. I added a couple of sample events, and here I have some images. I have the detail, all the event details. I have the description, and really, as soon as somebody comes here and they see, oh, you have a current event, I'm interested in this, and you can register right here. I'll click this button. I'll just enter all the information in the form, which is completely customizable, and then after I confirm that, I'm taken to the payments page where I can pay by a credit card or a PayPal. And as soon as I pay that, I confirm it and I receive the event confirmation email to my inbox. I'm now attending this event. On the back end, the admin receives an email saying you have somebody new attending an event, and everything is just a seamless experience. You don't have to do anything. There's no paperwork involved. Really, somebody can come to your website, they can go to your homepage, you can talk about an event, they go to the events page, they're interested, they register, now they're attending your event. And the same for our Join Us page too. It's really the same thing. I have just set up a number of membership levels just to give you an idea. So I have a free membership, group membership, monthly membership, premium membership, regular membership, and these ones, the subscription period is a year. I don't have recurring payments set up on these ones, but you can 100% set up automated recurring payments. Same idea here. You can attract somebody to your website. They go to the Join Us page, they click Next, they fill out their information, they click Next again, they pay, Next, they're confirmed, they receive their onboarding materials in their confirmation email, they can instantly access all the benefits on your membership website, and this is how you can keep your website interactive for these people. And then on the back end too, I mean, you didn't have to do anything, you receive the payment instantly, the emails get sent out to them instantly, and they're a new member now. So that's pretty much it. And so I'd just like to go into the back end to show you how I set this whole website up. And so I'm just going to log in. And I'm going to go to my admin view, and you can add multiple admins on your system so that anybody on your board can make the changes themselves. So here's the back end of Wild Apricot. Really, this is everything you need to manage your membership organization. So we have our contact database, we have our website, and everything to do with setting up our website, managing our events, managing our members, managing donations, managing finances, and email and newsletter communication. So first, I'm going to go into website and go to themes, just to show you how easy it is to pick a template and to have your whole website set up in a matter of really seconds. Here we have a number of themes. They all come completely pre-built with all the pages that you would need, all the gadgets and tools. You really just pick one that you like. I've chosen this one here. You can choose a different variation or style if you like, and you can see how it updates here. And really all you have to do is go in, edit the information to be tailored to your specific organization, and you have a full interactive membership website already set up. And another great thing about this here is you can see this is a phone image, and this is exactly how it's going to appear on your phone. All our themes are mobile friendly, so they'll appear professionally built and interactive on your phone or tablet or whatever, basically from any device somebody's coming to. So I've just chosen this one, and now I'm just going to show you how easy it is to edit one of these pages. So I'm just going to go to Site Pages. I'm going to cancel my changes. And this is the home page that you can see here. And to edit it, I'm simply just going to click Edit. And I'm just going to click where I want to edit, and I can start editing whatever. So I'm just going to write hello, and there we go. If you can edit a Word document, you can edit this whole website. All the tools are up here. It's very similar to Word. And if you want to add different gadgets on your website, it's very simple to do. You just click on Gadgets up here. And this is just a content gadget. This is a slideshow I added, which is right here. But you know what? Maybe I want to add a Google Maps gadget for my homepage. So I just click, drag, drop it in, And now you can see, oh, that's exactly where we are, and it's right there, and you can change it however you like. We have photo albums, membership application forms, we have event calendars, donation forms. The donation goal is what you saw before that I added. Social profiles, you can put your Facebook feed in here. It's really pretty much anything you want to customize, you can simply do just by dragging and dropping in, clicking on the area, and then editing within it. And that's really how I set up all my pages, the events, the join us, the homepage, etc. It's really, really simple. So I'm just going to cancel this, and I want to show you what it looks like for when a new member registers. So now I'm just going to go into contacts. And this is your contact database. So this, as soon as a new member registered, they get instantly put into your contact database. You don't have to use Excel anymore. You can simply just click on somebody. So I'm going to click on this Jennifer here, and all their information is automatically updated right in here. You don't have to edit anything. This is all done. This is automatically generated from the form they filled out. So I can look at their membership level, what events they attended or registered for, if they've given donations, what their email settings are, their privacy, if they've uploaded photos. Really anything that you put in your forms is going to appear here, and it's going to be instantly updated whenever that member takes any action on your website, really. So this is a really great way to even track how your members are using your website. And another great thing is that you can actually add your board members as members in your database, and then you can give them access to be admins on your system so they can make the updates themselves. They can go into the website and make changes very simply, just like I did. And the last thing I want to show you is just the emailing system, because this is what integrates with your contact database as well, and you can easily email any of your members from your website. So besides the automated confirmation and reminders and all those things that get sent out automatically when a member attends an event or becomes a member, we also have quite a few professionally built templates for your newsletter or emails. These appear perfectly on a web browser or on a phone or a tablet or anything like that. So really all you have to do is just select the one you want, start editing it, and that's really it. So all you have to do is select the template you want, you can start editing it, and then you can send it to whatever members you like. You can send it to your whole contact list. You can create custom lists of specific members to send it to. You can have it only send out to people who are attending events. You can, you can do whatever you like. And that's really just a basic overview of how you can use membership management software to really build and design your website, integrate your website with all of your member information, and set up multiple admins on the system to do it for you so you don't have to worry about it anymore. So now I'm just going to jump back into here. So that's what the inside of membership management software looks like, and I'd like to encourage you to try it out for yourself, especially if you're using Excel or the only way to register is through a physical form. It can really change your life. I mean, let's bring back this picture of this cute little kid. You could be gaining and processing new members in your sleep. When you wake up, you could just stay in bed like this guy here, since all your administrative work is done. This could be your life. And just to give you a little bit more information about Wild Apricot, we're an all-in-one membership management system with a focus on websites. And really, if you're using and paying for multiple systems like I've shown on the left here, you don't need it anymore, because Wild Apricot is all of those systems just in one place. And like I said before, we're the #1 membership management software provider on the market, and we've been so for 4 years in a row. Over 17,000 organizations use us for their website management, and those organizations reach over 5 million members. And like I said before, I'm going to bring a membership coach on the call at the end to answer your questions. But if you would like to start a trial, or if you're already started a trial, we have membership coaches who are free to call anytime. And these people are just going to take you through Wild Apricot in the back end. They're going to help you set up your site to get you up and running as quickly as possible. And so I'd really like to encourage you to start a free trial for yourself to see if Wild Apricot is right for your organization. And if you need help, like I said, we have coaches who are free to give a call. We have unlimited support. We have a full help wiki site, and you could really have your whole organization up and running, website, membership database, everything really in just an afternoon. By the end of today, even if you start the free trial now. So if you'd like to start a free trial now, you can even just put your phone number in the chat box, and I'll make sure to give it to one of our coaches to get back to you. And so that's all for now. I really wish you the best with your website, and thanks for listening.